Hi, I'm Emma from First in Architecture. In this episode, we're looking at a timber frame eaves detail for a ventilated cold roof. This is a junction where the roof build-up, timber frame wall, insulation and moisture control layers all meet, so it's really useful detail to understand properly. Before we get started, you can download the free Detail Clinic pack for this episode. It includes the clean annotated detail, a glossary of key terms and the wash checklist, along with key notes to support your own drawings. You'll find the link in the video description or over on First in Architecture. Welcome back to the Detail Clinic, brought to you by First in Architecture. This series breaks down construction details in a clear, practical way, looking at what each layer does, how it connects to the next, and how to draw details that are both buildable and technically sound. So a quick note on this series: these videos focus on one junction at a time, so you can understand how the parts work. In real projects, the final detail will always depend on regulations, exposure, specification, fire strategy, and manufacturer guidance, along with many other things. So treat this as a way to build understanding, not just as a universal solution. Okay, let's get started. Before we walk through the detail, here are the key terms you'll see in this junction. Cold roof, ventilated roof space. A roof where the main insulation sits at ceiling level, leaving the roof void above ventilated. Breathable sarking membrane or roof underlay. It's a vapour permeable, water resistant layer between the roof coverings. It helps protect from wind driven rain while allowing moisture vapour to escape. Battens and counter battens are timber battens support for roof tiles. Counter battens can create drainage and ventilation space around the membrane depending on the system. Cross-flow ventilator or Eaves ventilator. This is a proprietary vent that maintains the airflow at the eaves, where the insulation can sometimes block the path of ventilation. Typically, the ventilator achieves the required minimum ventilation gap. Vapour control layer, or VCL, is a layer on the warm side of the insulation that slows or stops vapour movement into the colder roof zone, preventing condensation. The wall plate spreads roof loads onto the vertical structure. Insulated cavity barrier is a fire-resistant and thermally resistant barrier, closing cavities at junctions or openings to limit fire and smoke spread while maintaining the insulation continuity. So let's take a walk through this detail. Starting from the outside, the roof is finished with tiles on battens, and beneath that is the roof underlay or breathable sarking membrane. This layer is part of the weathering strategy. It backs up the tiles and helps manage any wind-driven rain that gets past the roof tiles. At the eaves, the roof build-up meets the wall and the gutter line. This junction is also where the ventilation path is formed. So in a cold roof, we want a continuous ventilated void above the insulation so that air can move through the roof space and reduce condensation risk. Inside the building envelope, the insulation is located at ceiling level, between the ceiling joists, and often with an additional layer over the joists. On the warm side of that insulation is the vapour control layer, which helps limit that moisture vapour moving into the cold roof void. At the wall head, the roof structure bears onto a wall plate. This is designed according to the structural engineer's requirements. Around the junction, an insulated cavity barrier closes off cavities and maintains both fire performance and thermal continuity. Internally, the lining is finished with plasterboard and skim, completing the internal airtight and finished layer, with airtightness usually being managed by the VCL and continuity at junctions. Let's take a look at some of the common questions that come up around this detail. Is the ventilator attached to the rafter or the battens? So typically the proprietary eaves ventilator is fixed to a stable timber element at the eaves, commonly the rafters, depending on the product system. The key is that it maintains a clear ventilation path into the roof void without being blocked by any insulation. So what are these elements? This part of the markup is referring to the metal connection plate and the bracket or tie shown in the rafter zone. So the connection plate and bracket and tie is a metal fixing used to provide a secure connection between the timber members, helping to transfer loads and provide stability at the junction. The exact connector type and fixing pattern will depend on the roof and engineer's design and the timber frame manufacturer's system. There are a number of different connection, restraint and strapping options that vary according to the roof design, the pitch, the wall structure, loadings, exposure and structural engineer design. Is this element here to slow down the water? So the first job of the tilting fillet is to lift and support the bottom edge of the first row of tiles or slates. Its secondary role is less about slowing water and more about sort of guiding it. It supports the underlay at the correct angle, so any wind-driven water on the membrane drains cleanly into the gutter rather than it getting trapped behind the fascia. How is this insulation attached? Won't it fall off if it's a roll? So this question is about that slim little vertical strip of insulation which is tight to the exterior line. That piece is usually friction fitted or installed as a sort of semi-rigid batten or strip, so it stays tight against the adjacent structure without needing any sort of plug fixings or anything like that. The key is that it's fitted snugly with no gaps, helping maintain that thermal continuity and reduce cold bridging at the edges. So the key points and considerations for this junction: cold roofs rely on ventilation above the insulation, so we need to keep that ventilation path clear and continuous through the eaves. The vapour control layer should be continuous on the warm side and detailed carefully at the junctions. Roof underlays and eaves detailing should ensure water drains into the gutter and not into the wall. Maintain thermal continuity at the wall head, avoid gaps at the insulation line. Fire strategy is really important, so cavity barriers must be coordinated with the rest of the wall and roof build-up, and always follow the manufacturer guidance for ventilators, membranes, roof coverings, and coordinate with the structural engineer for wall plate, restraint and fixings. As always, project specifics matter, so substrate, moisture, exposure, finishes, acoustic and fire requirements, warranties, insurer requirements and manufacturer guidance can all shift the final arrangement, so there's always more than one way to design a detail. Don't forget to download the free Detail Clinic pack for this episode. The link is in the description below. If you found this helpful, you might also like our other timber frame episodes, especially the timber frame wall build-ups and window junctions. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy detailing.